Hi, Susan Beesley here, and I've got a training today on how to set up your own personal Facebook account, and then when you set it up, what you need to do next to optimize it, particularly if you're there as an entrepreneur and you want to share not just things that go on in your life, your personal life, your friends, your family, but also if you do have a business and you want to share what you're doing in your business. So the very first thing to do to create your account is go to facebook.com. We've already got one, so I'm not about to go and create a new one, but as you can see here on the screen, it's all pretty self-explanatory. You need to fill in your first name, your surname, you need to put in an email or a mobile number, then re-enter that information, create a password and put your date of birth and whether you're male or female. Now all of this may seem a lot of information that they want, but at the end of the day they need that for security on your account and to keep you safe, and that's why you need to provide a real date of birth and not a pretend one, because you might forget that, and then if something happens and you lose your account for any reason, you won't be able to get it back. So I'm just going to sign into ours, then I'm going to show you what you need to do next. And then you will log in just like that once you've created your account. It'll be the same every single time. So here we are in our personal account. It went first of all to the news feed. That's what it will do. Now when you're setting up your account, they're going to ask for various bits of information along the way. The quickest way is to just ignore everything they ask and go next, 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 until you get to the point where you can start doing your own thing and putting it together yourself, because you might not have everything to hand at the time that you're creating your account. So here we are. This is our profile, our personal timeline as it's often referred to, and you can see we've got a really nice colourful picture across the background there. That is called a cover photo, and the cover photo is very simply added just by clicking on the little camera there. If you've not done one before, you'll have a message in the center that tells you how to upload it and what size you need to upload it. So that cover photo can be changed as many times as you want. I would suggest that you make it something that reflects you, your family, your business, whatever it is, or a combination of all of that. But remember that Facebook is primarily what they call for personal friendship and interaction rather than business, because they want you to create a fan page for your business transactions, and that's absolutely fine and how it should be. So therefore you won't be able to sort of write all over your cover photo and put all links to your business and that kind of thing. You can put a small amount and that's absolutely acceptable. In fact, we've done that in the post, but in the past, but we haven't got it on here. So I'll show you how quickly it is to actually change that, because I'll actually go back to one of our previous ones and I'll go choose from my photos, and I could choose from any one of our other photographs. I could just choose absolutely any of them. It really doesn't matter. So let's put that one in for the moment, just to show you how simple it is. And then you can just drag that to reposition it however you want to do that. So we'll say save changes. That actually is Curacao. That's where we've just recently come back from. So depending on when you get to watch this video, we're talking about February 2015, and it was early 2015 that we were in Curacao. Now also you're going to be asked to add your profile picture again. Make it something that is you, that it reflects you, rather than what a lot of people do. They put Snow White or Mickey Mouse, or they might even put a logo. You know, it doesn't reflect you. It's called Facebook for a reason, because it's about you. It's the face of you, your friends, your family, what you do, your aspirations, your dreams, your goals, all that kind of thing. So that's covered those very basics of what you're going to need to do. Now, as far as you being an entrepreneur, it's important that you fill out what we call our about. section, and that is the things that tell your friends and your future friends and other entrepreneurs who will connect and engage with you, things about you, so they can go and check you out. So I'm actually going to show you ours. Ours has been built over a period of time, and I'm not suggesting you want as much as we have, but I want to give you an outline of what you should actually have. So let's click on the About page here now. I'm just going to drag the little bar down so I can show you. Okay, so the important things you need to have is information about your business. Now, from that point of view, if you do have a traditional business right now and you're not an entrepreneur in your own right, absolutely fine to put down whatever it is that you do. If you are an entrepreneur, then we would suggest that you also create a fan page, and I'll do that in another training, and that you actually share that fan page information here. Now, as I said, we've been online for a fair amount of time, so we've got several fan pages relating to different things we do. We're authors, so we have one for our book, which is The Mindset Shift. We also have a TV show, so we have one there, web show presenters at chrisandsusan.tv, and we also have our main, what I call our principal page, which is Chris and Susan Beesley, so we have that there. Facebook will ask you to fill all sorts of stuff like your education and where you've lived in the past and where you live now. Just fill out as much of that as that you feel comfortable about. Likewise, your family and relationships and other details about you. You don't have to do everything. Believe me, you just do what you're comfortable with. But I would suggest that you fill out as much as you possibly can, because your interest, books you read, films you watch, that kind of thing is important, because people will connect with you for a number of reasons, and it could just be because you've read Rich Dad Poor Dad, or you've read the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, or you've read Napoleon Hill, or you've watched a film that they're interested in. Seriously, these are things that people do connect with you because of. The important things here are your phone numbers. Now, a lot of people don't have that information published, and they say please ask. Likewise, an email address where you can be reached at. Again, a lot of people don't put it, and they just say please ask. If you are trying to build a business and you are using Facebook as part of that marketing strategy, then you must put some contact information of some kind. If you're building it part-time and your phone number goes to your principal mobile, and maybe you are still in employment, which is absolutely fine, we were to begin with, at least have the phone number there and put an answer phone message on it, where people know they can get back to you at a certain time, or that you say thank you, I've received your email message, your voicemail message, I'll get back to you, and then you tell them when you'll get back to them. That just shows that you're a real person and that you are to be trusted, and they can build a relationship with you. Again, share your Skype. If you have other social media accounts such as Twitter, put that here. Obviously, Chris and I have Skype addresses of our own. He has his, Chris Beesley one, I have mine, Susan Beesley one, so they're published there. And then the important things are the websites that you have where people can find out information about you. Now, obviously, we've got quite a lot because we do have other businesses. We have a ski chalet in the French Alps. We also have a luxury apartment that we rent out in Spain. So I put those websites as well. They're chaletlepasser.com and duquesalifestyle.com, because people want to see that we are serious entrepreneurs, we're real people. But our principal website, which is chrisandsusanbeasley.com, will be the first one that they see. It could alternatively be a link to your lead capture form or your lead capture page, because you might want to be collecting, and I would suggest that you would if you're an entrepreneur, you might be wanting to collect leads from the first connection that you make with people. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but some people will do that, particularly if you have a great gift to give away. We do it via our website. We send them to chrisandsusanbeesley.com, and from there they know that they will see that they can subscribe to our free video series, and that's the gift that we offer them in exchange for their name and email. So those are the basics that are really important that you cover in your About Me. So let me just proceed on. I'm trying to cover this as quickly as I can. You can see these are all our friends here. We've got our limit of friends. So I've got a lot of friend requests outstanding, but I can't take any more because we are actually full. But when you're full, you can have followers. So anybody who wanted to be a friend can be a follower. Here's our photo album. So the more photos you upload, they can be seen by other people. Then there's a list here of our Pinterest, our photos and links we have on Pinterest. Likewise, our photos and things we have on Instagram. You know, if you're brand new, you're not going to have all this from day one. So don't try and rush at it. Just do what you want in your own time. Notes are a very good way of promoting information. They're like blogs, but they're just held on your Facebook account. So I've got lots of those. So I think that sort of gives you a very good picture. So let me take you back to our homepage again and show you a little bit more here that's important. So what people want to see and what they like to interact with are more personal things, like things to do with your family, what you're doing, if you go out for a meal, if you're celebrating an anniversary or a birthday, places you've travelled to, because that gives them an overview of you and your lifestyle. We don't want to see hundreds of spammy links to your business all over your Facebook profile. That's not the place for it. Your fan page is the place for that. So if you are running a business and you want to share something to do with your business, we would suggest sort of anything between 1 and 2 instances in 5 or 7 to actually compare to other stuff that you might be sharing. So, you know, sharing a book you've read is not a link to your business unless you've got it on your blog. Sharing your blog posts, that is a promotion of your business, but it's sharing value and content. So that's absolutely fine. So just run down here. Somehow we've got that posted twice. Goodness knows how. It's good to share knowledge and information you get from other people. So in this particular post, I'd had an email in from Robert Kiyosaki, and he had some great training in there. So I shared that, and then a link to Reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. People love to see that kind of thing. They connect with you because of that. So I think I've given you a pretty good overview picture of the very basics of your account. Now that About Me page, as I said, is really important because people go and check that before they become friends with you, before they get into a conversation or engage with you, particularly if they're looking to do business with you. So that one is really important that you do. Another thing I'm going to show you up here is, this is where you find information here. This one here with the little people is going to be where you get your friend requests. All right, so that's where you get friend requests. The one in the middle is personal messages. That's where people have sent you messages that nobody else can see. They are between you and the other person, hence they're called personal messages, or private messages as they're often referred to, or PM, just so that you know the terminology. So you'll find those there. You can go in there. I'm not going to open that up because obviously they're private, and you can talk backwards and forwards with friends, and you can have a conversation with them. So that's a great way to interact with somebody off of your main Facebook page. This one here, when I click on that, that just shows you updates from people in our network, in our audience, and what they're doing, so I can see all of that going on all the time. This one here on the very far side of your Facebook account is where your settings are, and I'm just going to show you that because it's important that you you actually know where you can find information. So from that very last little down arrow on the end, you can, it shows all our pages here, but that's not relevant. You can create your page from there, you can manage your pages from there, you can create your ads and manage your ads from there. And you can put in your newsfeed preferences there as well. But the important one here, oh, and also there's a help file. You can click on help and you can go and ask any questions, and 9 times out of 10 there's going to be an answer for you on how to do it or what to do. It's very comprehensive, just really good to go there to search. Settings is something that's really important, so I'm going to go to settings and I'm going to show you some of the things that I would suggest that you do to keep your Facebook safe. So here we are, we have our main settings here. We have general and we have security. The security ones are the ones I want to talk about here right now. Just make sure that you go through all of these and edit them so that they fit what you want to do. I'm not going to go into ours individually because that would take ages, and that's not what this training is about. But do make sure you go to your security settings and you set them for the way that you want them to be. And also here, I want you to have a look at your privacy. Again, go through your privacy and set the settings to the way that you want them to appear. You know, it's very personal to you, and it's not set in stone. You can go back and change things if it's not how you want. Now, the really important one here is timeline and tagging. And there's a lot of reasons for and against what you agree to and what you don't agree to with timeline and tagging. But in particular, we don't allow people to tag us in posts without us approving them. And this stops some of what we call the less good people on Facebook from tagging us in posts that promote their business or something that we don't find appropriate. So anytime someone tags us in anything, photographs, posts, doesn't matter what it is, we will get a notification to say we've been tagged, and then we can choose to allow it or not to allow it. So I would suggest that to begin with that you do the same. Likewise, do you allow people to post on your timeline? Well, you know, there's two thoughts on that. We do, but because people have built such a good relationship with us, they don't tend to use our timeline to write on to spam their own business opportunity, because they know they would very soon get swift action from us if they did. So, you know, we have trained our community and trained our audience to work with us in the way that we teach. Again, personal choice, but you can edit all of that there. So last but not least, let me show you your home or your news feed. Your news feed at home is where you are going to see absolutely everything from your friends according to Facebook's algorithm. They decide what they show you. If you have 500 friends, they're not going to show you the posts of 500 friends. They tend to show you the posts of those people who you've engaged with, who you've liked, you've commented, and the more you do that with certain people, the more of their content they tend to show. It's not set in stone, but that is pretty much how it all works. So I'm going to go back here to our home page and just remind you again that the key things you need to do are add a cover photo, add a profile picture, go to your settings and set your settings to how you want them to be, and then go ahead and start posting. So I hope you found that training valuable. I'll come back with some more training on the type of content that you might want to put, etc., etc., in another video. Thanks for watching.